And what about porn destroying relationships as well? Now, a lot of people, let's say, who have been watching porn for a long time, they have a whole different perception of sex if they're watching it from an early age, wherein they think the woman should be treated as an object, and then you know, you can't basically enact what is happening in a porn into your personal life. So, what do you think are some negative effects, and how if you watch a lot of porn will destroy relationships?
Hmm. I was actually listening to a podcast this morning where they mentioned this somewhat, and it just got me thinking. And just like from what I'm hearing and from the research that I've read and all that, I mean, it is such a factor in today's relationships, and it is to many it could be seen as as basically cheating.
Mm-hmm.
um and so that, I mean, but that's up to each individual couple or whatever to decide for themselves if they want that or not, of course, in their relationship. But I'm like, the stories that I'm hearing are still a lot of even guys saying, my girlfriend is watching porn, and it hurts me because it feels like she's choosing them over me.
Yeah.
And but yeah, but mostly it's been girls actually writing me on just Instagram, sharing about how they compare themselves to the women in porn, and how they then think that, oh, my, I saw that my boyfriend had watched this, so I better step it up here, but I don't want to do
Yeah.
that, but I guess I have to. And so all of those thoughts. So I think it's bringing a third party into the relationship, creating pressure
Mm.
and like setting a norm. uh, and I would say that's a matter of power, because I think that each individual should be able to decide for themselves what turns them on. But now, with this whole situation that we got, today, is basically the porn industry is telling us what is turning us on or not.
Yeah.
So we're not even giving a fair chance to investigate that for ourselves. The porn industry is deciding for us, and so that is lack of power. That is lack of sexual power, I think, today. um but then also, the um like the actual acts that you see in porn as well is, of course, being transferred into relationship, in terms of choking, hair pulling, slapping, gagging, spitting, biting, stuff that, to, I would say, many would be violating, would feel
Yeah.
violating. um so I really think here, like, the important thing, obviously, the important word here would be consent. Because, I mean, if you're in a relationship and someone wants to pull your hair and you're fine with that, I don't have it. Like, I'm not even going to
Hmm.
think about that. That is not
Yeah.
my, I don't care.
True.
What I care about is young people who think that I have to pull someone's hair,
Hmm.
or that think that I have to scream, with pleasure if someone is pulling my hair, when actually I don't even like it, because the porn industry has set those standards. So that
Yeah.
is, I would say, that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the part when you spoke about the girls, and as to they don't necessarily have to act if they're not enjoying something. And then I think for guys also, it puts a lot of pressure on, because if somebody is looking at porn, they see the porn for lasting for 45 minutes to an hour, sets
Sure.
really unreal expectations for guys to really think of lasting that long while they are actually making out with their partner, because that's not everybody's cup of tea. And people don't understand that the porn which was shot, the video was shot, that was shot over an entire day or 2 days. It's not just an half an hour activity wherein the guy or they are basically on drugs, or it's a long process. And then women expecting me, let's say, that my partner should last, because those are really unrealistic expectations that partners are having from one another. Because if you don't understand what exactly is the issue, you'll not be able to resolve it. So I think,
Hmm.
as you say, if we start watching porn, it's gonna, end of the day, it's gonna get more and more aggressive. You're gonna get more and more aggressive without even we realizing the fact that this is something wrong.
Right. Or like thinking that, oh, but I chose this, but
Hmm.
then not even realizing, no, you're such a product of this, not only porn industry, but this porn culture as well that we live in. Because obviously porn is going to have an influence on mainstream media as well, pop
Yeah.
culture, and, all music, movies, yeah, fitness industry, whatever. So we are so influenced by porn actually every day, even though we don't even watch it ourselves. We're still going to
True.
be influenced in some way. Yeah.
So true. So true.